Hey guys, Justin Rose with Bushido Mixed Martial Arts here. Coach's Corner, going to do some answering videos, answering some questions real quick that I've been getting. I actually had somebody put it in a question and ask me instead of all the guys that just make comments, but I get a lot of comments about throwing a knee. Can you throw a knee? Now, the question was, do I allow my kids to throw knees? And I'm going to address that in a nice way because it was a respectful question. I'm going to handle all the guys on the internet that talk about how just a knee up the middle or an uppercut and they're done. It's not happening, man. Could it happen? Yes. Look at George Masvidal, Ben Arskin. But how many times do you see professional fighters land that one knee? These are guys that are trained to an elite level. Been throwing that knee 2 to 10 years. How many times do you see them land that knee and get that knockout? All these guys that claim they would throw that knee or that uppercut, you can't fight. You can't fight. You wouldn't land the knee. You wouldn't land it on me. You wouldn't land it on anybody. You wouldn't. Now, if you train it, that's different. I'm not talking to you. I'll address that in the other part of the video. But I'm just saying, watch a lot of videos. Look up Jiu Jitsu in a fight and watch the videos and how the Jiu Jitsu player takes the guy down. You don't ever see that knee. You don't see that knee landed. You don't know what's coming, and the takedown happens so fast you don't see it, and you're not going to stop it. So, trying to be nice today, but you're dreaming if you think you're going to land that knee on a skilled grappler. The question, do I allow my kids to throw knees? Man, it's not safe, brother. I mean, like, it's kind of a, I don't want to call it a dumb question, but it's the same with the people that say take the gloves off. It ain't real if they got gloves on. Bro, first of all, get your kid, bring them to class, and I'll run it bare knuckle with your kid. If you're okay with it, we'll run it bare knuckle. But most parents aren't okay with their kids getting bare knuckle. So the answer to the question on knees is it's not a safe way to train. If we get kneed in the face, they're not going to be as effective as you think. But let's say I do 50 matches, crappy knees, crappy knees, crappy knees, crappy knees, and one person just lands a good knee and does hurt a kid. It's like elbows. You just can't train them. If you watch UFC fighters, they put elbow pads on. Real deal Muay Thai, they don't, they fight, they throw elbows. But the answer to the question is no, we don't allow knees and elbows. We do allow kicks. I wish I had some of my older videos. I never knew or intended to put this stuff out on social media, so I wasn't keeping videos in the past. We would run matches, and I had a black belt in Taekwondo come in. He asked if he could kick. I suited him up. He couldn't get a kick. He threw a bunch of fancy kicks out in front, and my kid just set him up, shot in, no kick. I stood the guy up, said, hey, man, you're supposed to kick. Don't let my kid do what he did. You know he's going to take you down. Kick him. That's what you get shin guards on for. My kid set him up, shot him again. He never got a kick off. We had a black belt in karate come in. She was a 16-year-old female. Same thing. She did not get a kick off. She couldn't get it off. So at a higher level, we allow the kicking. I put my kids into it, and especially when they do MMA. If I get two of my kids that train MMA, I let them kick. But what you have to understand, what you're asking is that none of the kids, we're emulating a bully scenario. We're not emulating, and I've said this 100 times and people just still don't get it. It's not a trained individual and a trained individual. It's not an MMA fight. It is a bully versus a jiu-jitsu player. Every kid in the country that trains jiu-jitsu, and they go to tournaments, sometimes they win medals, and they just hope for the best when it comes time for self-defense. Hope you can pull off whatever it is you're going to do, right? We are the only school that I'm aware of, more schools are starting to do it, but that I'm aware of that I go, hey, what would happen if your kid actually got in a fight? And so we call someone up and we go, hey, here, you get gloves and you get to be the role of the bully. You get to beat the hell out of this kid. You get to punch this kid in the face. We're not pulling no punches. We're not point sparring. You can get on top of this kid and punch this kid in the face till he cries, bleeds, or stops. I stop it, whatever. He can tap out or I stop it. So we run the drills like that so that they're having to use their jiu-jitsu that their parents pay for the classes, against somebody trying to fight them. The kids that they're going to fight in school, they're not MMA trained. They don't know how to kick. They don't know how to knee. Watch 1,000 videos. Somebody please send me a schoolyard fight video of one kid fighting another kid. New Zealand, never mind. See a lot of videos out in New Zealand. Them dudes are scrappers, and Hawaii. But for the most part, also the videos I'm talking about in New Zealand and stuff, we're talking 20-something-year-olds. These kids are 6 to 16. Most of my kids are in the 6 to 11 age. Got some older, some younger, but they're not going to run into anybody that can throw kicks and elbows. They're just not. They're not going to run into anybody that is skilled with kicking. They're going to try to beat them up, and we emulate that. So I don't know how else to answer the question except say, do your homework. Watch a bunch of videos. Prove me wrong. Send me a video. Send me a link of somebody using jiu-jitsu in a fight, and all of a sudden this kid is a trained badass and starts throwing serious kicks and punches. Send it to me. I'd like to see it. Otherwise, stay in touch. Keep sending questions, and I appreciate you guys. Thanks.